this morning. Let me give you a few references. In the book of Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 36, it says, God's praised Caleb, declaring that he would be entered the promised land, followed by his wholeheartedly. God, and in Philippians chapter 4 verse 13, Paul says in his declaration, he says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. Oh, we know this verse from the back of our head, but when it's time to move, this verse becomes blurry in our minds because we allow fear and doubts to overcome. Oh, my friends, this morning, what's the application for this in our lives as Christians? For today's Christians, my friends, Numbers chapter 13 serves as a powerful reminder to trust God's promise. Even when faced with overwhelming challenges, Caleb's example teaches us that faith is not passive. It requires us to act boldly on what God has said. Oh, when fear and doubts threaten to paralyze us, Caleb's words encourages you to what? To step forward in faith, trusting that God is greater than your obstacles. Let me tell you something. God is greater than your obstacles. God is greater than your challenges. Can I tell you how God is greater than? And I'm close. And I sit down. Listen, I'm going to give you an example quickly. In math, we all know what a fraction is, right? All right. Okay. So we are not solving a fraction. I'm just taking this as an example. In fraction, we have two numbers, right? One on top and a line and one below, right? So in the fraction, you have the top number is the numerator, right? Usually it's smaller number on top. And at the bottom of the line, you have what we call the denominator, right? Denominator. Usually it's bigger. And when the format is like that, you call that a proper fraction. When it's reversed, you call it improper fraction because the number is bigger on top. So far, you with me, right? So good. Now, what happened is, this is how your God is bigger, my friend. Now, all these are bigger than you, right? All these are bigger than you. They challenge you, my friend. But you know what happened? What happened is, in your problem, my friend, my God, when you lost in all this, when your box with doubts and fear is full with of this, call upon God. You need God. You need that improper fraction to reverse so God can take charge for you, my friend. Oh, right now this morning, you need a common denominator. Your common denominator you need is God. Oh, my God is bigger. Oh, when you see the number is smaller on top, you on top, and the problem is below. But as the equation flips, the problems have become on top. You become below. You are the lowest number. You feel the problem is pushing it out. But I'm telling you, knowing that God is sustaining you. God is below. All the problem is bigger, but God is underneath you as you being the smaller. But your God is bigger. He's sustaining you. He's elevating you. Oh, just like a bounce ball. You bounce it, you go higher. You bounce it, you go higher. So as God is your common denominator, you will not lose. Your shame will be taken care of. Your humiliations will be taken care of. Your frustration, your setbacks will be taken care of because you call upon your common denominator, and his name is Jesus Christ. My friends, I know life's problem. They make you look like grasshoppers. And the text says, they are so big, we look like grasshoppers. These, when they're on top of you, they make you look like grasshoppers. But with God, if you give them to God, now they become your grasshopper. You're walking all over them. When you give them to God, they become your grasshopper. You're walking over them because they have no power over God. Jesus is constantly telling his followers to have faith, not be afraid. Just as Caleb urged the Israelites to take possession of the land, Jesus invites us to step into life God has promised you. Free from fear and doubts. Jesus' victory over sin and death assures us that no obstacle is too great for God.